Hello, my name is Katie Groves, and this is a message for survivors of ritual abuse and mind control programming who are struggling during the holidays. The very first thing I want to say is that I'm a survivor, I understand, and I care about you. If you're still being activated, unused, but you are somehow able to access this video, I want you to know that I'm so sorry. That there is someone who cares, that you're not alone, and that I'm doing everything I can to generate the most healing, loving energy I can send out into the universe to reach each and every one of you who is suffering in that way. I also want you to know that there is a way out. It is possible to deprogram yourself. That you do not have to go through this alone, and that you do not have to stay trapped forever. I have on my channel a playlist called Deprogramming Monarch Mind Control, which is my series about deprogramming from Monarch and MK Ultra torture. How I have personally been able to deprogram myself from these terrible forms of exploitation and abuse. And I share this not to promote myself. I'm not making any kind of profit off of any of this, but genuinely because I believe that the videos I've made can be helpful to people who are suffering in these ways. And I want people who find this to find the most easily accessible help that they can. I'm also going to compile a list of helpful websites and blogs that I have found very healing during my deprogramming process. Things that I find specifically helpful for deprogramming SRA and MK Ultra, but that also could apply to and be helpful for ritual abuse survivors of other groups as well. If you are not still being used, but you are still struggling with severe trauma, with trauma activation, memories, flooding from dissociative parts, general feelings of grief, and if you are suffering still, and you're a survivor, I feel your feels. Again, you're not alone. And I am sending out all of the love energy that I have to give to you as well. I'm not really sure what else I want to say. I had a lot of trouble making this video, and finally decided that just speaking in the most direct, honest, empathetic way that I can is the best approach that I would take to make this video. But I suppose I should also share some tools, some things that have helped me in coping with the holidays. Right now I'm finding myself triggered and having a hard time, but I'm focusing very heavily on what I can do to take care of myself, to take care of my dissociative parts, to be a good, present, loving partner for my partner, who is a safe person, who is not in the cult, and who's been a lifesaver for me. And how I can best serve the community in my town, specifically the homeless population, who are often cold and hungry and feel deeply alone. Homelessness is something that I've experienced, and as I'm a person in poverty myself, I don't have a lot materially that I can give, but I know what it's like to be lonely and cold on the street. So I choose to make my holiday specifically about helping that population to eat and feel less alone. That's helped me a lot. Being of service, focusing on doing good things for others. Not out of codependence or guilt, but out of a genuine desire to help others and to love. And that's something that I've struggled with a lot in my healing, is how to differentiate between codependent, fear-based behavior of giving and an actual genuine desire to do good for others. And the thing that allows me to do that most is meditation, looking inward and calling forth the most loving, deep aspects of my personality, of my dissociative system, who naturally have the desire to give that is not rooted in shame or fear, but is intrinsically a part of themselves. The self that we were when we were born, that we were perhaps before we were born, that was never taken away from us by the cult. Christmas for me in the cult was horrific, and the pain that I endured as a child is impossible to describe. So taking Christmas as a time of reflection, of meditation, and of grieving, is helpful for me. Recognizing that I was tortured most of my life on this holiday, forced to do quote-unquote evil things, and that my child within suffered terribly. Reflecting on that and nurturing that child inside, asking that child what she needs, what I can do for her, or in some aspects, him, as I have multi-gendered parts, is important. And recognizing that I may just have to be a total mess. That I may just have to feel like dirt, and that's okay. Placing expectations on myself that I'm going to be happy on Christmas, that I'm going to be able to buy a bunch of stuff, the things that I was taught I was supposed to do, that I'm supposed to forget all about myself and take care of everyone else, or that I'm supposed to generate negative satanic energy as part of some terrible satanic ritual. Those kinds of things are not helpful to me in my recovery. And so the more I can do to let go of those behaviors and tendencies, and the more I can just focus on myself and my healing, as well as what I can give to others in safe, constructive ways, the better off I am. So lastly, I want to wrap up and just say once again, if you are watching this, regardless of whether or not you are a survivor of ritual abuse, but I speak specifically to survivors, I care about you. I'm sorry for your suffering. You have my empathy, my deepest respect for your survival, for the testimony that you carry within you, and for whatever steps you've taken to free yourself. You're amazing, you're not alone, and there are people who are fighting to stop this. There are people who care, and it can get better. Okay, I hope that none of this was too cliche or canned for anyone. I mean this from the heart. I really, really do. It tortures me how exploited people are in this world. And the personal experience I had with MK Ultra and ritual mind control of various kinds makes my heart bleed for those who are being hurt in those ways. So, that's all. Many blessings to everyone who watches this. And I hope that you have a merry holiday.